Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a quick and easy shrimp stir fry. All of the ingredients will be in the description box below, so let's get into it. So to start off this meal, I will be prepping my veggies. I have orange, green, and red bell peppers, and I am slicing them and then cutting each of those slices in half. The more colors you have for your bell peppers, the more colorful your dish is going to look. Your bell peppers should look like this when they're done. Next up, I will be cutting my onions, and the same thing here, I will be cutting each of these slices in half. Now that our veggies are prepped, it is time to move on to prepping the shrimp. This is the brand that I am using today. So I cut off the tails of each of these shrimp and then put them aside in a separate bowl. And here you see me washing my shrimp. I'm just gonna rinse some cold water over it, and then I am going to clean it with some lime. Now on to one of my favorite parts, and that is seasoning our shrimp. So these are the seasonings that I'm using. I started off with a salt-free garlic and herb, and then I threw in Epis, of course. Then I threw in some Mrs. Dash, cracked some black ground pepper, threw in a little bit of cayenne pepper, and some paprika for color. I also added some parsley for color as well, and some Creole seasoning, but as always, season to your preference and your taste. I also threw in a little bit of salt and some garlic powder as well, but that's not on video. And then I just mixed all of these seasonings together. So our shrimp should be looking like this. Next up, on medium heat, I am throwing some olive oil into a pan, and then I'm gonna go in with some butter. This is the brand that I'm using today. As our pan is continuing to warm up, I am throwing in some minced garlic, and we are gonna mix all of this together. Once our pan is nicely heated up, I am going to go and toss our shrimp into the pan to cook. I also took the mixing bowl that I seasoned my shrimp in, and I'm not going to throw this away. I am going to throw some water into it and set it aside so that we can use it later for our sauce, because we want to use flavored water as opposed to just regular water. After several minutes, I went ahead and flipped over our shrimp so that they could cook on the other side. Now that my shrimp is fully cooked, I am going to remove it from the pan and set it aside, because we do not want overcooked shrimp. So that is what you see me doing here. Now we can't forget about the veggies that we are going to be using for our stir fry. These are the frozen veggies that I use. I washed them and then am putting them into a separate pan. And then I'm throwing just a little bit of water in here so that we can steam our veggies. While the carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower are cooking, I'm just going to go back to that original saucepan, threw a little bit more olive oil in there, and I'm gonna start creating our sauce. So you can use tomato paste. I use Prego, so I just threw a little bit in the pan here, and then I'm going to let it brown and really cook a little bit. So when your tomato sauce starts looking like this, that is when we want to throw in that water that we set aside earlier. This is going to create our sauce. So I am just putting in a little bit at a time, and I will just add as I go. And we cannot forget to mix. This is how we incorporate all the flavors together. So as you're adding, keep on mixing. After letting this sauce come to a boil, I'm throwing in our onions and bell peppers that we had cut up earlier into the sauce so that it can cook. You don't want it to cook for too long unless you want yours to be a little bit more on the soggier or softer side, but for me I like mine to be a little bit more crunchy. And keep track of those frozen veggies that are cooking as well. I put some garlic and herb seasoning in here and also some Mrs. Dash too, just to season our veggies a little bit. After about a minute or two of my onions and peppers cooking, I am throwing in the shrimp that we set aside back into the pan so that we can finish up our stir fry. After all the shrimp are in the pan, I am just putting the frozen veggies that are now cooked into the pan with all the rest of our stir fry. And of course, I'm just mixing all of this together again just to incorporate all of the flavors that we have here. And then I put my stir fry on low heat and let it just simmer for a little bit. And I also cook some white rice on the side to serve with this. But you can serve it with different types of rice. If you want sauce pois on the side, it's completely up to you with how you pair this quick and easy dish. But isn't she beautiful, y'all? This turned out so delicious. And if you decide to try this shrimp stir fry out for yourself, please be sure to share with me on my socials. I am on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at As Told by Brandy. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.